For 17 years, I believed our marriage was unbreakable. My name is Ethan Carter, and my wife, Sophia, wasn't just my partner, she was my best friend. Together we built a beautiful home overlooking the lake, raised our daughter Lily, survived financial struggles, celebrated promotions, buried our parents, and promised each other that nothing would ever come between us. At least, that's what I believed. Everything changed on one rainy Thursday evening. Sophia walked into my office wearing a smile I had never seen before. It wasn't warm. It wasn't loving. It was the smile of someone who had already made a decision. She sat across from me, crossed her legs, and calmly said, "This is my dream. I'll only cheat on you once. It won't affect our family." For several seconds, I couldn't even process what she'd said. I laughed, assuming it was some horrible joke. She didn't laugh back. "I'm serious," she whispered. She explained she had met a man named Daniel. According to her, he made her feel alive again. She insisted she wasn't leaving me. She wanted one weekend with another man. Then she'd come back, and everything would continue as normal. I stared at the woman I'd loved for nearly 2 decades and realized I didn't know her anymore. She packed a small suitcase. She kissed Lily goodbye. She even kissed my forehead. "Don't make this harder than it needs to be." Then she walked out the front door. I stood at the window for nearly an hour watching the rain fall. Not because I hoped she'd return. Because I knew. The woman who walked away wasn't my wife anymore. That evening my phone buzzed. Unknown number. A photo arrived. Sophia and Daniel. Holding hands. Champagne glasses raised. Another photo. They were kissing. Then a message. "Thanks for lending me your wife." I didn't cry. Not anymore. Something inside me had frozen. While she celebrated, I opened the safe hidden behind a painting. Inside were 17 years of documents. Bank accounts. Property deeds. Business contracts. Insurance files. Investment portfolios. Everything. Sophia had never cared about finances. She trusted me completely. Because of that, every legal asset had remained under my control. Not because I planned revenge. Because she never wanted responsibility. That night, for the first time, I decided to use it. I didn't break any laws. I didn't scream. I didn't threaten anyone. Instead, I made phone calls. Lots of them. My attorney. Our accountant. The bank. Our financial advisor. By sunrise, everything had changed. At 7:12 a.m., the front door opened. Sophia stumbled inside. Barefoot. Mascara running down her face. Hair a complete mess. The smell of alcohol filled the hallway. She laughed to herself. "I probably scared you." No answer. She walked toward the kitchen. Still smiling. Still believing nothing had changed. Then she stopped. On the dining table, a single black folder waited. Beside it, a wedding photograph. Torn neatly down the middle. Not ripped in anger. Cut perfectly. Like surgery. She frowned. "What's this?" She opened the folder. Inside was page after page. Legal documents. Bank confirmations. Property transfers. Business ownership papers. Every account she'd enjoyed. Gone. Every luxury credit card. Cancelled. Every shared investment. Separated according to law. The vacation house. Sold. The luxury SUV. Returned. Her access to the business. Removed. All perfectly legal. All signed. All finalized. Her hands started shaking. "No," she whispered. Then came the final envelope. Inside, divorce papers. Already filed. On top, one handwritten sentence. "You said cheating wouldn't affect our family." She read it again. And again. Her knees gave out. She collapsed onto the kitchen floor. She burst into tears. "Ethan, please. I made one mistake." "One mistake?" "One mistake doesn't require hotel reservations. One mistake doesn't involve lies. One mistake doesn't include mocking photographs sent to your husband." I calmly placed another envelope beside her. She opened it. Inside were printed screenshots. Every message. Every lie. Every secret meeting over the previous 8 months. She looked horrified. You knew. I knew everything. She stared at me. Why didn't you stop me? I answered quietly. You were already gone. Daniel stopped answering her calls. His phone was disconnected. His apartment was empty. She discovered something even worse. He had been using her. The expensive gifts she'd bought him? Sold. The vacations? Paid using money from our joint account. The promises? Lies. She had destroyed her marriage. For a man who disappeared overnight. A week later, she begged to meet. We sat on a park bench where we'd once celebrated our 10th anniversary. She cried nonstop. I'll do anything. I'll quit my job. I'll move. I'll go to therapy. I'll spend the rest of my life making this right. I listened, then quietly asked, when you left that night, did you think about me even once? Silence. That silence answered everything. Months passed. Our divorce became final. Lily chose to live with me. Life slowly became peaceful again. Then one afternoon, someone knocked on my door. It was Daniel. But he looked nothing like the confident man from the photographs. His face was bruised. His clothes were old. He'd lost everything after being arrested for multiple fraud schemes involving several women. He looked at me and quietly said, I'm sorry. I simply nodded. Some apologies arrived too late. A year later, our house no longer felt haunted by memories. Lily laughed again. I smiled without pretending. One evening she asked, Dad, do you hate Mom? I thought carefully before answering. No. Hate keeps you tied to the past. I just finally let go. People often think revenge is about anger. It isn't. Real revenge is rebuilding your life so completely that the person who betrayed you realizes they lost everything. Not because you destroyed them, but because they destroyed themselves. Sophia thought one night could never erase 17 years. She was wrong. Trust takes years to build, but only seconds to break. And once it's gone, some doors never open again.